Guess what we're looking at today? My favorite content creator in the entire world, talking about my favorite thing in the entire world. Son of you too, talking about prank YouTuber.
From millionaire prankster.
A millionaire
If I saved everything
prankster.
I had, I think I would have close
I've seen
to
this
$1
guy.
million.
To part-time Taco Bell employee.
Whoa.
I got a job. I work at Taco Bell. I've been there since February.
This is the story of how Andrew Hales
Interesting.
lost everything
I'm hooked.
while maintaining a mature attitude about his
Ooh.
own poor choices.
A positive
Let's see
story?
how I became broke.
His channel, going by the name of LAHWF, blew up unbelievably quickly during
Losing
the
all
early
hope
days
was
of
freedom.
YouTube. Within 2 weeks
I like
of
that name.
posting his first 2 videos, they'd gained more
I've
than
seen this.
60,000 views
I've seen this
each,
guy.
and it's really no wonder why. The ideas were unique, funny, and enticing, which when combined with Andrew's mellow yet relatable personality, made for incredibly entertaining content.
So
On top
awkward.
of this, Andrew was able to develop his own
Little side note, I hate it whenever that happens to me in public. Whenever someone like looks at me, or I think they're looking at me, and then they say something, and then they just, their mom's like behind me or something, and I'm like, am I part of the family now?
where every interaction was confident yet simultaneously awkward, with these reactions being so entertaining that Andrew ended up on the news after posting only 9
When was
videos.
this? This was a couple years ago too. This was only like in 2020 or 2021.
The video in question was simply titled
Holding
Holding
People's
People's Hand, and it would gain over
That's great.
5 million views in only 3 weeks, which when combined with
great.
2 other viral videos
Holy
titled
crap.
Awkward
Oh, 10
Elevator
years ago?
and Actually Picking Up
Yeah,
a
this is a long
Girl,
time
LAHWF
ago.
was able to achieve over 500,000 subscribers only 12 months after posting his
Wow.
first video.
That
In
is
the process,
unbelievable.
Andrew maintained a strict upload schedule, posting a prank every single Monday for over 50 weeks straight, while
Jeez.
showing strong accountability in each video description, such as, "This is the first week after 50 weeks in a row that I didn't upload on Monday. I hope you'll forgive me."
That used to be like me with YouTube. I used to make a video every day. Now I do on this channel, but this channel fucking sucks. So jokes on you, goober. Why are you watching this? We do something else. Go read a book. But also just keep watching this video because it's funny. This stuff's funny, and I need money. A lot of it. Way more than I have right now.
2 new
really
innovative
beautiful one?
videos titled Tipping Servers $200 as well as Paying for People's Groceries. And while this type of content has since been
Original
popularized
Mr.
by
Beast, I was gonna
Beast,
say.
it was basically unheard of in 2013.
Dude's the OG Mr. Beast.
However,
Wow.
while it seemed as though everything was going perfectly, Andrew began to experience a few major
He's a funny
problems.
guy.
With the
What?
prank genre now being significantly more popular on YouTube, LAHWF had to compete with other channels who were able to achieve better reactions by faking their
stuff.
videos.
Yo, true.
Andrew would diss these fake channels in a video titled Easy Way to Go Viral before posting a series of his own ironic, obviously fake videos, showing just how easy it was to achieve
Dumb
an
Pranks
inauthentic
TV.
reaction. Andrew went on to state that despite his success, this was a pretty depressing period in his life.
I want to see what he's doing now. He does still post. Look, he's actually been getting some views. That's cool as fuck.
This gave him a
Moments.
positive social media image as someone who was unconcerned about always looking perfect, which will continue into videos such as this one, simply titled Crying, where Andrew would talk about some of his deepest insecurities before receiving comments such as, "Dang Andrew, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being
Wow.
so real." It allows others to be in their feelings and be okay with how they are.
Imagine a prank channel that isn't a giant douche. This is so crazy.
His motivation to produce content was at an all-time low, leading to the announcement
ATL.
that he was done with the
Not
pranking
Atlanta.
genre altogether.
For now, I really need to just take a break from social experiments and pranks, and I can't do them anymore. They're all the same to me, and it's just really boring. It's making me depressed, and I don't know, I just need to try new stuff.
This new stuff that Andrew planned on trying was also explained in the
very
video.
Interview stuff. We have like a little set up at my apartment now. We're gonna try this Jimmy Fallon Between Two Ferns type thing with YouTubers, models, or whatever.
With the teased interviews eventually becoming a series by the name of Chatting With. He began by talking to other
that deal
YouTubers
with
such as That Was Epic and Cody Ko. However, the real success began when
6
he
years ago.
interviewed increasingly unique humans, such as chatting with a 400+ day Fapstronaut, chatting with a flat earther, and chatting with a 23-year-old stock trading millionaire,
That's
each of which
very
helping
interesting.
Andrew to earn $250,000 in 2018. Andrew would back this up by earning a further $200,000 in 2019, and by all accounts it seemed as though there was nothing that could derail his success.
Dude, this is awesome. This is so cool. I've seen the Cody Ko video 6 years ago. That was 6 years old. Why did I think this was in 2020? What happened with this guy in 2020?
He'd announced that the Chatting With series would continue into 2020,
Got like 4 interviews already planned out, ready to rock and roll for 2020.
although there was no way that Andrew could have predicted what was just around the corner.
Oh, no.
I was doing this chatting with. COVID canceled like the first like 5 I had going into 2020, and so I had to like start vlogging and experimenting.
As mentioned, the pandemic put a stop to the chatting with series, forcing Andrew to experiment with various unrelated videos.
Experimenting with
skating and
fucking
reactions.
trespassing.
Yet none of these blew up to the same degree as his content had in the past. When Andrew returned to the chatting with series after isolation, each episode averaged only 50,000 views each, leading him to admit that the channel wasn't doing so well.
My channel's been dying. I've been pretty lost this year. It's been a very humbling year, definitely.
Which had been the partial result of a few poor habits.
March, April, in quarantine, watching movies, smoking weed, drinking. It was awesome,
Yeah, don't do
but
that.
also depressing.
However, in all actuality, Andrew's worst habit might have been overspending, as only 2 weeks later, he'd upload a video titled Credit Card Debt, in which he'd explained that he owed approximately $50,000 to the bank.
Man, these credit card companies are banks or whatever, yeah. They really sneak up on you. And then, whoops, $200 a month of interest accruing every month.
I have a lot of credit card debt, but for different reasons, though. I have a lot of credit card debt right now. It's very scary. But, oh well. You guys will find out why I have credit card debt. I don't have that much credit card debt. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
In the process, Andrew moved out of LA to a more affordable area.
We found this Airbnb 2 months ago for $400 a month, and yeah, we're just pinching pennies and just trying to rapidly get out of debt.
Where he'd film a video titled How I Became Broke, summarizing the situation that he'd found himself in.
Didn't manage my money wisely. I traveled a lot. I went to Russia, Japan. Another big thing is taxes. I always like forget to save money for the taxes, and then it's like, boom, you owe 40 grand. It's like, oh, all the while paying $3,600 a month for this rent. That was a big mistake there. That was just a dumb flex. Weird flex. I didn't know what I was doing.
On top of managing his money poorly, Andrew would add that he'd become complacent.
I partied too much and I got lazy and less focused and didn't upload as much. So I had like 10 grand coming in a month every month for hardly doing anything, and YouTube kind of just spoiled me.
Yeah, complacency. It happens to a lot of people. A lot of people this happens to. It's wild, and whenever I hear stories like this, I hear this guy also T-Pain. This happened to T-Pain as well. You just like it falls away from you. Momentum works both ways. So sorry, my back itches. Momentum works both ways. It's hard to realize that, especially when you get caught up in positive momentum. It's difficult to understand that it can fall away like just as fast, if not faster, if you're complacent, or if you're not consistently adapting, or you're not consistently improving, or you're not, not saying he wasn't doing all those things. Sonny is, but this dude definitely, fell off.
But it started to go down and down and down.
And while it was depressing that he'd spent every dollar he ever made from YouTube, this video would also become a turning point. As was seen in the early days of his channel, Andrew's audience simply appreciated the honesty, with the entire comment section offering words of encouragement. Andrew's ability to just keep it real and say vulnerable things out loud transparently is incredibly endearing. Inspiration to be more open.
Yeah,
Andrew,
I like that.
you're a legend,
That's
man.
cool.
Your openness and candor has positively impacted more people than you realize. Takes a
Than you
real man to
realize.
admit and truly reflect on the real mistakes one made. And in order to move forward and do better, you have to do just that.
Exactly. Move
These
forward and do
comments in
better.
combination with the video's strong performance led Andrew in a brand.
An interesting thumbnail.
Andrew uploaded a video titled I Got a Job, in which he'd explained that he'd returned to old school employment.
So I got a job. It's with this company called Amazon. It'll be like my first job in about 10 years. And I'm actually kind of excited.
However, while Andrew
That's
seemed
awesome.
excited about his new position at Amazon, it didn't take long before he was already talking about quitting.
Like night 3, that it started to become less fun. Yeah, so I don't know how much longer I'm gonna last.
It took only a month before Andrew confirmed his resignation.
Yeah, Amazon's hard. I couldn't do it.
Andrew knew what he needed to
not
do. He had to return to content with a new successful series.
You could also just get a job somewhere else, though. You don't have to make content. Is Amazon really that hard? I know they kill old people, but
Taking inspiration from his chatting with videos,
the hell
Andrew
is that
launched
guy?
a series titled People On, in which he went out on the street to talk about a range of interesting topics, one of which being people on credit cards, in which it's obvious that Andrew has learned his lesson.
Do you feel like credit cards are a good or a bad idea?
I think they're a bad idea because nobody's taught how to use them.
I agree.
The series is yet to rival his
that's
previous
true.
work in terms of view count, yet the idea has a lot of potential, with some of his fairly basic episodes having achieved almost 200,000
Women just
views.
laughing
With a
at
bit more
men
effort, the
crying,
series
that's
could
funny.
easily do over 500,000 views per episode. However, until then, Andrew seems pretty content with his new position at
We just
Taco
watched that
Bell.
video.
I got a job. I work at Taco Bell. I work the drive-through.
Free food.
Wicked easy. Love my boss and my coworkers. It's all very chill. I work Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. It's just a side hustle. I'm still doing YouTube.
Andrew even stated that this wasn't the first time that this kind of thing has happened.
'Cause I've done this like 2 or 3 times, and then I just eventually get out of it and get rich again.
So surely he'll be able to rebuild in the future.
Interesting. Well, I wish him the best. That was a good video. That was good. I was enthralled by that, which feels dumb to say because I'm not a familiar. I'm not a vampire familiar. I don't usually fall to the effects of enthrallment. But, yeah, thanks for watching.